Alright, welcome back to another cross-title clash here in the Road to Wololo September Finals. We've got Artie here on the HRE in the blue trunks, the renowned Age of Empires 3 player, here against Magic, the legendary Age of Mythology player, the red trunks on Delhi. We're here on Basin today. What's going to be an absolute ripper of a game. That Delhi player instantly getting efficient production and piety on the way, so you can get Sanctity and Feudal Age while also having the benefit of the healthier scholars and having the potential to actually double up production speed by garrisoning them in there. Because these guys for Delhi, all upgrades are free but take forever and a day to actually train, and the way to actually speed up the production speed is to have your scholars, basically your religious unit, your monk unit for the Age of Empires 2 players out there. You got to have them in garrison in your mosques. Well, if you have them in garrison in your production facilities, they actually double the production speed. While the other religious unit early Civ, Artie's on. The HRE's got the prelates here. These funny looking bald guys. And these guys have a crazy good empowerment. So what this does gives an awesome gather rate and carry capacity empowerment to the German eco. Sorry, the HRE eco. Well, Delhi Indians. Again, they're very unique in the fact that their upgrades are all free, but take a lot longer to train than all the other civs with their conventional upgrades, which might vary slightly on cost and things like that. So here on base in this fair bit of food near each of our players' bases, a bit of gold as well. Not a huge amount in the rush distance. I think it's still only quite small here. They're sort of incentivized to build towards another to get access to all their gold. So Artie gonna get that chapel, which will empower everything once he garrisons one of his scholars. I mean, one of his prelates. While the Dome of the Faith gonna give access to much cheaper scholars. So it's all about the Civ's religious units in this matchup early on, and really paving the way for a solid economy built around them. Because Magic's going to have access to earlier sacred site control. You know, once piety finishes up, he'll be able to get Sanctity, so only about another 3 minutes, and it should be even less considering you'll start getting scholar production. Because I mean, while you do start with scholars out of your mosques, you almost never train them after the initial one that you get for free, because they're just so expensive. They're 150 gold. This Dome of the Faith will let you produce them at 90 gold a piece. So whopping saving there. So Artie probably looking to try and get to a quick castle age if he can, considering HRE is really exceptional at both getting to it and taking advantage of a quick age 3. While Delhi, they really like a nice mid to long feudal game, because that's really where they excel. So Magic will probably be attacking into Artie with a lighter armor comp, with an earlier game comp, but with an advantage to units if that really if what both players have in mind for their civs goes to plan. You know, sort of the meta game of how you play Delhi and how you play HRE sort of work out. Like I said, HRE with this insane eco steroid, all 19 villages having 40%, I think it is, or 35%. Yeah, 40% gather rate and capacity. It's pretty huge, but at the same time, our Delhi player, all of his Feudal Age Eco upgrades, and then all of his Feudal Age armor upgrades, blacksmith upgrades, I keep calling it armory, sorry, AoEIV habits, they'll all start kicking in. He'll really get the benefit of those. He'll get the benefit of duplicate unit training out of all of his production facilities. Just shit out lots of units. So, while it is going to be a bit of a passive early game, you know, leading up to this point, and even from now for a little bit, possibly, could be really in for a bloodbath behind that. So here we go, Sanctity, about 2.5 minutes away. Oh, actually, sorry, only about 1.5 minutes away. Artie pushing out with his spears, while at the same time Magic has Horsemen now at the field now. He's going to start his Archer production so he can actually clean up the Spearmen cost effectively. You know, it's a bit of paper, scissors, rock between Spearmen, Archer, and Horsemen. But what's really going to throw a spanner in the works there for Magic is this early Man-at-Arms production from Artie, because you can start raiding this front side berries with ease then. There's some low villages there. If you can pick off that one with 2 health, really start to creep ahead economically with little raiding, you know, benefits like that. But he needs to get confirmed kills here. And yeah, there is going to be Archer production. So HRE doesn't even necessarily need to get Castle to make use of the armor. In fact, Artie might actually, yeah, be really delaying his castle in favor of the fact that HRE have a really heavy feudal. So the alternative way of playing HRE, it's probably starting to really creep into the game at the moment, but it's sort of been uncommon for a little while to play this way on them. You know, people have been oftentimes going straight to Castle Age before producing any military at all, other than possibly a second scout in some matchups and maps. So it's refreshing. Artie, a lot of Man-at-Arms, double barracks production of them. Well, he's probably going to look to try and get Castle Age behind this now. Considering this pressure and considering the fact that Magic's now going to start getting control of the sacred sites, he can start walling them off, being Delhi. Using military units, bit of a unique attribute to them. At the same time, these heavy units with their ranged armor upgrade on top of that can really just cut through everything quite cost effectively here. So Artie probably needs to get these guys into the mix as well. But at the same time, Magic for now needs to just try and get out of there and keep the Scholar alive. But a bit of a problem there with his disengagement. So he loses one of them. So Artie's going to deny the sacred side for the moment. This is really rough for Magic because he's sort of relying on the, you know, the free gold gen that'll offer, and he's not really able to get a hold of the other sacred sites at the moment either. Now he should be able to get it because he's got so many scholars there. He can just heal through everything at the same time. Artie just really needs to add a handful of supporting units, either spears or even archers or horsemen in the mix here, and it can really overwhelm Magic. But he might for now be looking to go to Castle Age, considering the space he's bought himself. And now he's got control of the map, but at the same time, Magic does have the mobility advantage. With these horsemen, he can come and raid and push Artie off this hunt over here. At the same time, Artie, very nice, sneaking a couple of Man-at-Arms in here. Get a couple of villages and force a big garrison. Magic, great job to hold on here. He's got the sacred site, and now here we go. He's going to shove with the horsemen, and now Artie's food eco interrupted as he's trying to get his Castle Age. At the same time, Magic going to be able to secure the second sacred site and forced on Artie to have to bring everything together to deal with this. So Magic still trading a Horseman and another Scholar through all this. At the same time, Artie still cut all production in order to try and squeeze out this Cathedral. So he needs to secure relics to actually get any benefit out of that. And saying that, Magic been forced off that central sacred site. He should be able to clean up these man-at-arms, considering he's got plenty of archers and enough horsemen there to tank through that. Artie, Regnant's Cathedral finishing up. He's going to get the man-at-arms upgrade from early to full man-at-arms. Artie's going to try and sneak this sacred site off his opponent in the meanwhile as well. Magic, I think, is just trying to chase the man-at-arms far enough back that he can actually pick off this one. At the same time, Artie is going to turn around, try and focus down the archers so we can get a couple of kills here. This will be rough for Magic. Magic continuing to deny the hunt at the top side. He's even going to try and pinch this sacred side potentially. Get his opponent's attention. Oh, he's going to start at least contesting the relics. If he can kill a couple of prelates, trying to go for the relics, he can really put a dent in Artie here. At the same time, Artie 37 and 11, Magic 36 and 40. Magic with a much bigger army, but he's down in age. He needs to keep this pressure up to deny relics continuously, but he is doing a good job. He's picked off another unit there. I don't think that was a prelate. Now we got knight production for Artie though. And it's sort of tough for Magic because his only counter to them in feudal age is those spearmen, so much slower unit. Artie able to secure one of the relics now. But Magic can get his sacred site back in response. And now Magic really punishing Artie's front line. He's got stacks of spearmen here, a couple of archers in the mix as well, and he's got tons of prelates tons of scholars in here healing. Well, Artie, where's his army at the moment? He's got villagers garrison for the minute. So HRE do have an easy time of defending with the emergency repairs, but at the same time, there's not really a lot here to protect this chapel once it goes down. Artie doesn't really have a lot in the way of units to defend through this now. I think Magic might have him on the ropes because he's got more man-at-arms and lances in production, but Magic, he's got enough light units that he can tear through the heavy units. Artie trying to secure another relic in the meanwhile. But he's got to be careful to not run straight into the path of the army. Magic going to possess two sacred sites very soon. A lot of gold heading his way to offset the cathedral. This just basically doubles up the value you get out of the relics. So things really rough for Artie. At the moment, he's trying to muster up the forces that he can. But he needs to try and garrison the man-at-arms if he can. He doesn't want to lose those either at the moment. So everything being forced to garrison here. But I don't know if he's got enough to hold out because Magic has an impressive feudal age composition. He's still getting spears and horsemen now, so he's adding spears just to try and pick off the knights. But I don't think he's even going to need them at this point. This magic secured the third sacred site on Artie. Unfortunately, the heavy man-at-arms opening has gone wrong for him. Just trying to rely on this garrison here. There's not really any eco active now, and the knight's being cleaned up here by magic. Smart to defend his hunt in the meanwhile, because Artie trying to raid to relieve the pressure on himself back at home. But if he's not able to get any value out of this, it could really seal the deal here, because he's just got nothing back at home. The knight and the man-at-arms now overextended, and GG, Artie has to tap out.